It's your boy T-Bird and Reaction and Days Music Monday if you're watching right now. So about to do another direct production. What had happened was, this is one of the newer ones about some AKAI product right here. And this one is an interesting one I want to check out. It's called the AKAI MPD Forum. So I want to hear what that's all about though. So I'm just curious. I was curious to check like some production tools as well too. You know, I got myself a MPC Live 2 as well as the Launchpad X. So without further ado, let's check out AKAI MPD Forum. What had happened was, let's get it.
What's up? You got your boy Direct, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. Cause today we're gonna be talking about joining the Direct Productions Patreon page for the true cats that want to support the What Had Happened Was series.
Nice.
The link is in the description.
Nice.
But for now, we're gonna be talking about the MPC forums. What had happened was the MPC 3000 is way better than the MPC 4000. My MPC 60 can make the
so it's actually actual forum, like not a damn product of that. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that one. Sorry about that. Sorry about the direct, man. I'm sorry, man, but we ain't doing that. Hold on. I'm back. So I don't know what I was thinking about for. I thought it was because I saw a little picture or anything. I thought it was like something that's on top of a NPC or anything. That was like that was actually called the forum. I didn't know it was an actual forums like you do talk, like, you know, like chat rooms and all that stuff. It would be interesting to see that. But other than that, we actually want to check out. So instead, we want to check out one I had planned for. That will be next for the direct production. That is the AKAI MPD 32. What had happened was, this was like, I think this was like supposed to be like a alternative for the NPC, like a cheaper, a more affordable alternative for the NPC. I'm not sure. But anyway, Direct will tell me everything about this though as well too. Sorry, man, I feel stupid for even trying the forum one. So anyway, let's get it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this on video because we know I'm only human. Anyway, let's keep going.
What's up? You got your boy Direct, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. Cause today we're gonna be talking about the MPD 32. What had happened was MIDI controllers are going insane. Everybody in music productions is just tapping away. You got the chord pad control giving you 16 trigger pads, a software editor, and even its illustrious X and Y axis,
Yeah,
which
I
you can
remember
just
that.
press with
I
your finger up
remember
and
that.
down, and it'll start changing the pitch of your sounds. You got the M audio trigger finger giving you 16 velocity sensitive pads, 8 knobs, and an unbelievable 4 assignable faders. Yes, boys and girls, the year is 2008. And MIDI controllers are in full effect. No longer does the home producer have to struggle clicking with a lame mouse while creating their music production. They could just tap away tap away.
So this is pretty much.
You see, around this time.
So I don't know why it's not pausing on space, but anyway. So this is pretty much they're talking about pretty much the controllers. All right. So one of the earliest controllers of AKAI.
The MPC 1000 was really, really, really popular. Everywhere you looked, you saw a producer banging out on the MPC 1000. You go to YouTube, there's hundreds of tutorials and channels with cats just abusing the 1000. You go to Facebook, all you're hearing about is when's the next JJOS coming out. You could even go to the MPC forums, and the MPC 1000 was winning all. What's the best MPC?
Why is it not pausing? Anyway, I thought they were talking about where it is at on top right there, though. That's why I thought that was like a forum. Anyway,
the MPC 1000 was everywhere, but there's only one thing: not everyone had the MPC 1000, or knew how to use the MPC 1000 to get the MPC 1000. or could afford the MPC 1000.
Yep.
Around this time, it was still about $1,000, which wasn't chump
So-
change to the rookie home producer.
So I'm right. So I guess the MPD was like pretty much like the more affordable version of the MPC. So I was right. So I was partially right though as well too.
And yes, you can spend $600 for the MPC 500, but what is this MPD thing I'm hearing about? Now, for the average new producer at this time, you kind of don't want to drop a lot of money into your music production. Not yet, because you don't know
Facts.
what you're really getting.
That's why I started out with the Launchpad X. Oh, now it's supposed to work.
You don't even know how far you're willing to take
Right.
it. Like, you might just dab a little in the music production thing and then, you know, go back to trying to be the best player ever in Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? You're not sure about how far you're willing to take this music thing. And at this point, a $600 price tag looks pretty intimidating. It's like honking at a bus. Like, think about it. How many times in life have you really honked at a bus? You know what I mean? You might be driving down a lane somewhere, and a bus might just be sitting there in your way.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a car or something like that, you'd be honking like, hey, what the hell's the matter with you and stuff. But for some reason, a bus, you don't really honk at it. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, a bus is really intimidating. But in 2008,
Obama.
AKAI Professional, under the In Music Newmark brand, decided to release their ultimate MIDI pad controller. And that was the AKAI MPD 32. You're getting a MIDI over USB performance pad controller for DJs, programmers, producers, and other musicians. The MPD 32 was built around the controls and technology of the industry standard AKAI MPC, featuring 16 velocity-sensitive pads, 8 assignable Q-Link faders, knobs, and buttons, and a dedicated set of transport controls. The MPD 32 also had key MPC features like note repeat, swing, and full level, and 16 levels. So now you could play your samples pitched up like a keyboard. Wow! Each of the MPD 32's Q-Links can access 3 different types of parameters for a total of 72 real-time Q-Link controls.
Nice.
The MPD 32 also has 2 assignable foot switch inputs and an expression input for even more ways to control your devices with the MPD 32. Ladies and gentlemen, when AKAI Professional released the MPD 32, everybody got it. A lot of folks were really happy with the AKAI MPD 32.
Nice.
First of all, it was immediate. It was intuitive. You knew what everything did and what everything was about. Some pad controllers out there, they make so complicated and you don't really know all the features, or you gotta go into the editor librarians to edit this and fix this and assign this and
Yeah, not gonna lie, the Launchpad X was pretty tough at first as well to get it used to. But yes,
assign that, but not with the MPD 32. With the MPD 32, it was basically plug and play, and there wasn't any issues with it being compatible with different softwares out there or hardware devices out there. With other controllers, they might work well on Pro Tools, but not good on Ableton, you know? Or they might be easy to install on a PC, but hard as hell to install on a Mac. The MPD 32 was the perfect controller for the home producer starting out, or the guy that just needed a controller and didn't really want to mess with the manuals and all kind of editor librarians and all that. Now, the workflow of the AKAI MPD 32 was very simple. Like, let's say if you wanted to use the note repeat button, you would just hold down note repeat and press the pad. If you want to change the time division, just press the time division button on top of that and choose one of the time divisions above the pads.
Wow.
To edit with the MPD32, you push edit, move whatever knob or controller you want to be edited, and then push the encoder number and that controller is ready to be edited.
Nice.
In the global menu, you can change the sensitivity of the pads, the threshold of the pads, the curve of the pads, all that. You could also choose whether you want the MPD to sync to your DAW or whatever device you're using, or have that device sync to your MPD. Now, not everything was rosy
Here we go.
between consumers and the MPD32. Some folks had an issue with its limited display, like it doesn't really show everything you'd want to see in a MPC-like MIDI controller, and it was kind of small, you know. Some folks had issues with the notorious stiff pads. The MPD pads was almost equivalent to the same pads they used on the MPC 1000, which to some people was the worst part of the MPC 1000. The pads were stiff as hell. You gotta remember, folks, this was a time when consumers didn't really complain too much. You know, this was still kind of new internet. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have that many crybabies. This is what would happen. You would buy the MPD 32, you would get it, the pads would be stiff, and what would you do? You would just go online to MPC stuff and buy some fat pads. You would actually buy pads from a third-party place to solve your problem. But now, no. We are crying to AKAI. If AKAI was to release an MPC or something like that with bad pads, trust me, there would be 3,000 videos on YouTube complaining about the pads. Now, when the AKAI MPD 32 was released in 2008, it was $499. Now that's a lot of money for a MIDI controller. But the thing is, people still brought it. You gotta remember, folks, at this time, there were not a lot of players in the game. You had the M Audio trigger finger or the chord pad control. These were like the only two compatible options. A couple years later, AKAI brought down the price to $250, which made even more people buy the MPD 32. A lot of producers use the MPD 32 in their setup. The electronic producer Flying Lotus used the MPD 32. Skrillex used the MPD 32. The MPD 32 just solved the problem for producers that wanted to bang out with their pads. It was easy to set up, easy to use, and it looked pretty dope. So yeah, folks, that's the AKAI MPD 32. What had happened was...
This is good.
So this is your
good information. Yeah, I thought it was like a more affordable version of an MPC as well too, and it also used a controller. That's interesting. So that's very interesting though. Yeah. So other than that though, good episode of What Happened with Dire Production. If you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T signing off. One love.